Hey, happy St. Patrick's Day. I am here. I'm wearing green. I'm wearing a microphone because I'm shooting on the filming on the back deck, and there are people talking at the yard behind me. They're in their backyard, and I do live in a city, and and it's a beautiful day. Oh, look at the bird. Do you see it? So this is this is what I wanted to show you is I have these two birds. I don't know if you can see that bird right there, but they built a nest right in there. And there they go. And you will see them going in and out of there. And I'm sure they're not happy about me being back here because there was nothing going on in the deck for like a week. And they thought, hey, this is going to be a great spot to build a nest. It's going to be quiet. No humans are going to be around. And here I am with all this. Hey, Mix. And inside Kate's kitchen, hello. I am excited that you are here. And I have not identified these birds yet. I was able to get my camera. Can you hear me, by the way? Can everybody hear me? Because I've got this thing here. And there is a Cessna going over. Oh, hey, Ann. Hey, real man. Thanks for tuning in. Can you hear me okay? Somebody let me know. Oh, good. Because there is a Cessna just about to go over my head. And I want to see if it really helps to have the microphone. And I have a guest coming, as you know, and I have another one for her. Yay. So this is the most organized I've been yet for a live stream. But I still have so much to learn because I got on my laptop. This is on my laptop so I can actually read the comments because I can't see all that on my phone. Who's there? Good, Anne, thank you. We have barn swallows that next year a barn swallow. Well, the male has almost a black head and kind of a white chest. It goes from black solid head to white chest, and the back is brownish, at least the female. I'm going to talk straight through this helicopter that's going over and see if you can still hear me. No, that's a Cessna. That's a Cessna. Hey, Happy Gardener. Oh, thank you. Wonderful. Excellent. I have some just housework kind of things to go over before my guest arrives. I thought I'd get all of that out of the way while people are tuning in. We have 19 people. Thank you. Oh, by the way, I have one like. So can you guys go ahead and hit that like button? 20 of you have just joined. Go ahead and hit that like button. And let me see that number one, go up to 21. And thank you, 5. Okay, keep going, everybody. Hit that like button. Hey, David, I was wondering if you would still be up. What time is it in New Zealand? Oh my God, New Zealand has been on everyone's thoughts in the last few days, and heartbreaking what happened over there. And my heart goes out to everybody affected. Well, everybody's affected in a whole country that's so safe, or seemingly so safe. Anyway, enough of that. David, what time is it where you are? Oh, 6 a.m. Oh, good. Perfect. 6 a.m. Oh, that's right. 6 a.m. Hey, Kathy. And in Minnesota. Wonderful. And let's see. Oh, shoot. On the live stream, there's no like button. Darn. Is that true, everybody? If you're on your phone, you don't see a like button? I don't know. I'm on the other end, and it's just impossible. Hey, Belinda from Long Beach. Hey, well, Long Beach. Comfort Cottage. Yes, well, we should get together. Long Beach is not that far from here. And I just had a young gal up here 2 days ago whose name is Angel. I think she's tuning in, and she's in Long Beach. And you'll be seeing and hearing more from Angel because we made an incredible connection. You have one, let's see, happy St. Pat's. Thank you. I'm wearing green for all of my Irish friends. And I just wanted to point this out. I said, what kind of green pants do I have today? What can I wear all green, even though you can't see my pants? I wanted to wear all green. And of course, I have my green water bottle, my reusable green water bottle. I have a green glass of water for my guest. And I have a green bowl of water that I am going to dip. This is not, olives are kind of green. Guess what we're going to do? The big reveal. My olives. Yes, I'm going to do that. I've got my essential oil rub on because my this joint has really been aching, and I have my essential oil blend in here, and that really helps. And I have my green drink for St. Patrick's Day. Yay. This is my green juice that I make every week on Friday when Denora's here. And then I seal it in jars all the way to the top like this. And the less air in the jar, the better. And it stays fresher longer. So then I have one of these size every morning. And then I make it again on Friday. And if you're interested in knowing what I put in my green juice, go to my website. I am so excited because I have not updated my website in years. And everything, Google was sending me all of these notices. We can't link to your website. You've got all these errors. I don't know what all this stuff is. I can't begin to figure it all out. My brain cells will only go so far. And so I found a wonderful man who updated my website. So, this is such a relief. I will be spending more time on my website. But on my website, if you just go in the little search bar at latebloomershow.com and type in my green juice, you will see what my recipe is. Now, can somebody just let me know if the Cessnas are really loud or if you really can't even hear them that well? Okay, who we got here? Just close your chat stream for a moment, like, and reopen chat. Oh, Ann is talking to someone on their cell phone. So you close your chat, reopen chat, and then hit that like button. The Ender Pro MC World. Oh, thank you. At Ender Pro MC World, can you just put your name on there and tell me where you're writing from? I love to know where people are writing from. Oh, wait. Can I scroll down? I missed something. I am subscribing. Be me like. Oh, Angie is telling you how to do it, Carrie. Okay, and Ivy Organic. Hello, Charles. You know, Charles and I did all those videos at the beginning of the year. I came out here without a tissue. Okay. And so be sure and go to Charles at Ivy Organic and subscribe. Charles is a real teacher. And of course, he has a whole product line that helps plants. And I love to connect people more than anything. And let's see. Oh, Inside Kate's Kitchen. Can you tell me your name real quick? I'm assuming it's Kate. I'm going to call you Kate. Thank you, Kate. That is awesome. And I'm assuming you hear me okay. Back to roots, my Alabama homestead. Everything is green today. Did you just tune in, Alabama? What's your name at Alabama? Back to roots. What's your name? And tell me where you're from because, you know, my mother's from Alabama. And of course, Charles at Old Alabama Gardener is down in Alabama. And I just wanted to point out that I'm drinking green juice. You can get that recipe off my website at latebloomershow.com. I'm drinking water out of my green reusable water bottle. Always travel with one of these guys. Don't pick up those single-use plastic bottles. We have way too much plastic trash in our world. And all of this is gardening is nature. Nature is gardening. Everything is connected. So everything is important. Okay, what do we got? Double dog. I have so much noise. There's a Cessna overhead right now. Eric, can you not hear it? Because if you can't, that's awesome. Yes, Ender Pro, MC World. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, it goes by. I don't have a mouse. And I just have a little trackpad here on my laptop, which I rarely use. What is your name, Ender Pro Mac World? And I'm wondering if MC World is Mac, like Macintosh, because that's my world. Um, uh, yes, your name is Kate. Yes, thank you. And Brenda. Oh, we have a Belinda and a Brenda. Okay. Hi, Brenda. My real name is that, oh, where are you from? That's an unusual name. Kaye? Did I say that right? Kaye? Kaiyi. Who's Garden Love? Tell me your name. Remind me where you are. And Back to Roots is a new fan. Thank you for joining my channel. I am so excited. I don't know if you've noticed, but my channel is finally starting to grow after 7 years, and I've sacrificed so much. I can't even tell you. So the fact that it's starting to grow is fantastic. Susie? Oh, fantastic, Susie. That's great news. And Travis, that's Travis at Garage Greenhouse, I think. I tried growing ground cherries. I don't know if you've been with me this long, but I went back to, oh, this is happening too fast. Hi, Richard. Happy St. Patrick's Day. If you just tuned in, I have my green juice recipe on my website, Late Bloomer Show. I have my essential oils in my green roll-on because my hand is hurting. And I have my green reusable water bottle. And I apologize to everyone that's going to be on for the whole time, because I will be repeating myself, but people join at different times and they don't always get back and watch the whole replay. So I wanted to go over those important points. Good morning. Lori is in the house. I think I just missed someone. Garden Loves, let's see, Diana from Southern California. Wonderful. Hey, James Verdi. It's St. Louis. Is it snowing over there? I know you guys are getting hit with a big storm front. Oh, you're leaving, Kaye? Just tell me where you are before you go, please. If you're in a different country, I would love to know. And let's see. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me, Kelly? Kelly says, hi, Kaye, I've been following you from the beginning. First time to comment, though. Love all your videos. Kelly, thank you for finally speaking up. I didn't know you were there, but I appreciate all the views and all the support you've given my channel anyway. And let's see. Hi from Lori in Muscat, Oman. Oman is in the house. Patty, are you there somewhere? I haven't heard from Patty yet. Patty Hayden is moderating from Las Vegas. She's got her, I think hers is green, but you won't be able to see that. Late Bloomer mug, and she's moderating there. And Angie, you'll see Angie's name here a number of times. And if you've been watching my channel, oh, it's happening so fast. Lou, hi. That's Lori. Somebody keep track of all the countries that are tuning in. And we've got Oman so far, and the US. And Lori is in Canada. And I challenge anyone to say Saskatchewan correctly. I think I did. Saskatchewan. I believe I said it correctly. Finally melting. Let's see. No more snow. Okay. And Angel, I just mentioned you. I hope you heard that. And I have, if you're on mobile, I understand that it's hard to like this chat. You have to go off live chat, like it, and come back to live chat or something. Angie will explain it to you. And who asked me about the ground cherries? Yes, on my trip about 2 years ago when I went to Maryville, Tennessee, and I met that gal. I don't know if she's still watching my channel, but I made a great video there, and she gave me ground cherry. She had so many ground cherries, and she gave me seeds, and I tried growing them, and they all got covered in mildew. And I said, I have enough mildew problems here, so ground cherries is not going to be on my list. For the last time, I'm from Cambodia. Thank you so much. I apologize. It's just going by so fast. And if I start talking, then I it's gone. So thank you for tuning in from Cambodia. We have Oman and Cambodia and the US and Canada in the house. And let's see. I grew up in Alberta. Now let's see. Hi. Okay, they're talking amongst. And I am noticing you, Cambodia. It's very important. I want to notice everyone. Let's see. Yes, Angie is talking about ground cherries. So just look in Dave, you're fine. I'm Dave is reporting in from Mars. Thank you, Dave. Let's see, we've got your yes, cultivating. I would love for you to stay on the chat. I'm gonna have a great guest and we're gonna have a great conversation. Let's see. Let's see, Maddie. Iceland. This is incredible. It is, I have my guest here. Oh, and look, and I'm going to slide over and Elizabeth is here.
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Thank you. And she brought me flowers. Unfortunately, they will not be in our beautiful picture because there's nowhere to set them that will.
Why don't I put them?
That's too dangerous.
Why don't I put them by me? Because there's some story about some of them.
Okay,
so
great.
we can bring that back out when
now,
we
the
get
thing
to that
is,
point.
hang on, they may not be able to hear you. Let's see. Oh no, it goes this way. Here we go. Wait. That's going to touch your blouse.
That's okay.
It should be okay.
Yeah.
It should be okay. Let me get us even here. So you slide over this way a little bit more.
How about that? Luckily, we're the same height.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah.
Let's see. No, let's go down this way. Come 2 inches this way. Okay, can everybody hear both of us? First of all, let me know somebody. This is the chat here. So
okay, cool.
We have Iceland, we have Oman, we have Canada, we have, of course, the US, we have Cambodia. I would love to visit Cambodia.
Me too.
And I would love to visit Vietnam and Thailand. And let's see, what else do we have? Hi, John.
I see. Yes, we can hear from you both. Okay, that's great.
Good. You've got good eyes.
Good morning, Elizabeth. Okay, from Richard.
Yes. So the blue one is our moderator. That's Angie in Kentucky.
Okay, great.
And then Mix is from Latvia. I'm sorry, I knew you were there and I forgot. So we have Latvia, Oman, Canada, Cambodia, Iceland. What did I forget? In the U.S. and what? Hopefully LA. Yes, and I don't know. I don't know if people follow me in LA. It's crazy.
Well, I think it's okay if they're not following you today because it is spectacular.
I know.
I'm really happy that we're outside.
I know. It's a beautiful day, and I was going to do it in my office because I was worried about this sound. And then I remembered I had this splitter for these 2 microphones, and I thought, well, maybe it'll work. And so I'm here.
All right.
And so let's see what people are saying. We have to just kind of keep up with Mars. Thank you, Dave. Dave is on Mars. He's checking in from Mars.
Okay, excellent.
And New Zealand, of course, David. Thank you.
I saw a good night.
Yes, somebody's going to bed, I think, already. Yes, Cambodia is going to bed. Thank you for checking in. And guess what? Before you go, Kaye, I am not going to do this at 10 a.m. again. I am going to do it earlier because there are too many planes. Colorado. Okay. Good night, Kaye. I hope I said that right. Well, as long as Elizabeth is here, why don't we talk about what she does? We literally, if you didn't see my short live stream yesterday, we literally met for the first time, day before yesterday, in my little co-op market where I shop and get all my organic food and my grass-fed beef. And we met at the grass-fed beef stand. And I was explaining to her that just because grass-fed beef, just because it says it's grass-fed on the label does not mean that it spent its whole life on grass. The USDA has very loose standards on this, and a cow could have spent a week on grass and they could put grass-fed on the label. And I just want to make everybody aware of that. Now, I'm not trying to promote my son's, well, I guess I am trying to promote his brand, but his brand is 1,000 Hills Lifetime Grazed. So if you see Lifetime Grazed on the label, then you know that it's better than the other ones. Just because it has a homey label does not mean that it's some nice little family farm with, a few cows. For example, this one that I bought at a store over in my village, I wrote him, and I always write and ask him about the labels, the companies, and he says, no, it's, so forth. So Elizabeth and I connected at the meat stand because I was telling her all this, and she started telling me about what she does, and I thought this is a great thing to talk about because it's so important. Our children today, so many of our children have gotten separated from nature. And did you start it by yourself or?
No, I'm one of the co-founders. So there are three of us. It was started, first of all, it's called Everwild, and the website is everwildla.com. And it started with three of us. So I'm a mom and to an 8-year-old, and my daughter was going into TK, and she had been at a forest preschool and had just been thriving. And I could see huge changes in her attitude, her behaviors, her just happiness levels.
You said into a forest preschool?
Yeah, so she started.
Elaborate on that.
Okay, so forest preschool, there are a lot of definitions for forest preschool, but it started in the UK where they have forests. In LA we have shrubs, but it has, if you're lucky. We do have some trees, but for the most part we don't have these European forests. So the whole point is to get children outside in nature, letting them explore, get dirty, rough and tumble, learn about their bodies, their proprioception, learn how to use Swiss Army knives or any kind of knife outside. So basic skills, but also really life skills. And there are not that many of them on the state side, but it's growing huge. So that was a fantastic opportunity for her. But then it was time for her to go to TK. And TK
Wait, what is TK? Something kindergarten.
TK is transitional.
It's been a long time for me.
Yeah, transitional kindergarten. So it's for kids who don't meet a cutoff date to go straight to kindergarten.
Yes. Okay.
So, which it was actually a blessing for us. So it kept her in forest environment for another year, but I really couldn't see her fitting into the mold of going into 4 walls.
Yeah,
5 days a week,
right?
6 hours a day. I can't be inside 5 days a week, 6 hours a day. How can my child be in?
I know, it's tough.
So I really knew for her personality, and she's very different than I am in a lot of ways, but for her personality, it was going to be better for me to find an alternative for her, and it didn't exist. So one of the other parents and founders, Rebecca Cho, her daughter was also at the forest preschool and said, you need to talk to the teacher, Amanda Kaloya, because she has always wanted to start a forest school. She grew up in upstate New York with a forest in her background, right in the backyard. She could just climb over the fence and there she was. So I did. I connected with her, and then within 3 months we were up and running, and we thought that we would have only one student, which would be my daughter. And I had to call our teacher over Labor Day weekend. She was on vacation in Costa Rica, and I called her or Skyped her or something, and I said, okay, well, when you come back in town, I just want you to know we have 7 students.
Oh, wow.
So that was huge for us. And we are a multi-age group. So we believe in kind of setting up a real life scenario, because we're friends, but we're not the same age. We have the similar interests.
I'm so much younger than she is.
We met over a similar interest, and we probably will continue some kind of friendship. And so it doesn't matter what the age difference is between people. As long as your interests are the same, you can have a friendship together.
Plus, when you're in nature, it helps to have people different ages because they help each other.
Absolutely.
Everybody's not on the same playing field.
No, and then sometimes age doesn't make a difference. Someone younger can have a different skill. Like, for instance, if someone comes and they've never used a Swiss Army knife, they have to go through a process of learning how to use it. And they often learn from the children who've been using it longer, and that could be a younger student.
Carrie, we're going to talk about that, so hang on there. Okay.
So basically, we've been doing this this is our 3rd year. So my daughter's in 2nd grade, and she has not been traditionally schooled. So this is her day-to-day. She spends almost 20 hours a week in nature, so not playgrounds, but real LA nature.
Right. Tell us what LA nature is.
LA nature to me can be coming to someone's beautiful home garden. It can be just going out in my own
Mine's
front
going
yard.
to be on the list now.
Yes, so we can't wait to bring the kids
Although
here.
I'm not sure it's child friendly.
That's okay because they respect nature.
Okay.
And
I just don't want them to fall down and get hurt.
So that's the fear, right? There's a lot of fear in kids falling down and getting hurt. And I know that when I was
especially
a kid,
when they're on your property.
I fell down. Oh, insurance policy. We have one.
Oh, okay. Then you're good.
You're covered. You're good. It is really important to let kids fall down and get hurt. It is really important to let them skin their knees, to let them cut themselves a little bit, tiny bit, if they're using a knife, because how are they going to learn where their limitations are and their skills and become confident? So we started with a small group of kids, and now we have, I think, upwards 50 families.
That's fantastic. Mm-hmm. We'll talk a little bit about, because Carrie was just talking about homeschooling. Okay. And so talk about, you're working a lot with homeschool kids, right?
They're all, the program right now it's called an enrichment program for homeschoolers. So it happens during the daytime hours when traditionally schooled children are at school. So our hours are 10 to 3. So most homeschoolers don't get started really early. We like a late start. We like to read books with our children.
Garden Love, stick with me. I want to hear about that, when she finishes.
So we like to read books with our children. We like to have family discussions in the morning. So we really cater to the homeschool family. And one of the goals that I have in my life personally is to change the name homeschool to personalized education.
That would be a great idea.
Yeah, because isn't that what we do as adults?
And your child is spending 20 of those hours in nature. Mm-hmm. So it's not like she's home.
She's never home. Like, I would love to be home. Sunday morning, I'm like, oh, can we just stay home? And no,
we can't.
We're going. So personalized education to me, it means taking charge of what you're learning looks like for yourself and really understanding what that is. As an adult, that could be taking online classes, but kids can do that too.
Right. That's true.
Sometimes people learn late at night.
Right.
I'm not a night owl. I'm tired, but my daughter likes to get projects started around 7 p.m.
Okay.
When most kids are
starting to crash.
Yeah. Because she feels more grounded by then.
Yeah. Well, and we've heard for a long time about how it's kids really, they're forced to, a lot of kids are on a school bus by 7 a.m.
Oh, yeah.
And, they just have to be dragged out of bed. I had to drag my younger son out of, it was just, in the morning when I would see out of my rear view mirror that he was stepping on the school bus, I would like, oh my God.
Yeah. And that was every day for how many years?
Every day for all of high school, 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, but he went to traditional school. So, and actually he went to Waldorf.
Oh, wonderful.
For, 4 or 5 years, 5 years, I think. And in third grade, they had this wonderful program where they went to a what do you call it? Where they keep horses.
Like stables?
A stable out in Malibu County. And they had responsibility for a particular horse.
Amazing.
And they would brush the horse and care for the saddle and all those things. Mm-hmm. And it taught them, there's all this, there's whole theories about learning and about what working with horses does for education and young people.
Where would we find the school
Kaye.
program?
Let's see. I support any program that reaches
There's one question where it says, where would we find the school program? So
right. Also, Kingman Coulter, that's going to disappear any second. And she says, I support any program that enriches those who don't participate in public education. Well, you rely on part of your funding comes from, and let's just talk about that.
Yeah.
So part of their funding, you talk
okay,
about
so we are a nonprofit. So we it's everwildla.com, just in case anybody didn't hear from the beginning. And we are a nonprofit, a 501c3. So we can fundraise, we can write grants to support our efforts. We pay our mentors a fair salary, but I think anyone in education needs to be paid a lot more. And we cannot call ourselves a school. So it's really important that people know that we are not a school. We're not a school program, so we don't really work with schools. We don't provide an after-school program, although we'd love to. But so we are called an enrichment program. And right now, our program is in Los Angeles. So if you're living in Los Angeles, you have access to our program. If you're a homeschooler or you're starting out wanting to know more about homeschooling, please email us. Go to our website and email us, because we do talk with parents about what it's like, because that's a really important question, is how can I do this? And
where they are.
Because just Lori, giving support.
Yeah, Lori, for example, is writing from Canada, and she's wondering about, how she could have something like this. And so, but they could possibly write to you and get information.
They could write from it. I mean, the more programs like ours, the better. So if we can help someone to start one in Canada or Colorado, we have people we're mentoring right now. We use mentors rather than teachers. We have a credentialed teacher, but we choose to have a mentor relationship between the child and the leader.
Yes, Angie pointed out, slow down giving the info. And spell out the address.
Okay. So first of all, the address, web address is Everwild, and that's EVERWILDLA.com.
Right. So is there a reason why you don't have org on your URL? ORG, I mean?
Sometimes it's associated with schools.
Oh, I see.
And sometimes nonprofits.
Okay. So it is a nonprofit.
It is a nonprofit, and it's a 501c3 nonprofit. It's only in the LA area, and it is hard. I found it very difficult to find programs like ours. They do exist. Sometimes you have to search on Google using terms like, you can choose forest school. That will pull up some things in your area. I think joining homeschool forums, homeschool Facebook groups are really important no matter which city you're in, because that I feel like has given me more information than my own research. So I would say definitely joining a local Facebook group will help you to access the programs that are available in your area. And if you don't have one, you should start one.
Hey, Custom Garden Solutions. I just want to say hi real quick while she's taking a breath. And Richard says, I will definitely, and Angie also said, I will definitely put links on I will pin in my first comment underneath the chat when I get done, the links that she's just mentioned.
And you had asked me about charter schools funding.
Well, I was just talking about some of your funding comes from the county.
Yes. So the way it works, and I can't speak for all counties or even all states, and much less Canada or other countries, but because we are a business and we jump through all the hoops to be a business, and we have become a vendor. So for charter schools that are online. So a lot of homeschoolers join online charter schools. Our biggest, I guess the biggest draw of students we get is from
Thank you, Lori.
Inspire Charter Schools. And you can find them on the web too. So it's Inspire Charter School. And what it does is it legitimizes your ability to homeschool. So you do not have to set yourself and your home up as a private school. Because otherwise your child, you're committing truancy.
Okay.
So your child has to be enrolled in the state of California in a school by the age of 6.
Okay.
So you can choose to enroll your child in a private school, a public school. You can be your own private school, but you have to jump through a lot of paperwork and hoops and all of that. Or you can also join an online charter school.
Oh, right. Okay. I'm sure that's what most people do.
Yeah, that's what most people do.
I just wanted to point out that because we have Mix here from Latvia.
Okay.
And that is so interesting. And Mix is a teenager.
Oh, very nice.
And he said that in Latvia, children are connected with nature because they, in his case, he went mushroom picking with his grandmother, and they have forests all around. So they get wonderful opportunities, and that children in Los Angeles don't have.
Right.
Access.
We have experts who can take us mushroom foraging, and that's certainly something that I would like to raise money for, to have our children be able to do that on a regular basis. And we do have a lot of mushrooms here.
Oh, I know.
But
I don't have the nerve to go and pick them.
Yeah, you definitely needed to have an expert go with you so that you can learn which mushrooms are healthy.
Carrie is asking a question. Do you have hours that work for kids who attend public schools so that they can take advantage of this wonderful opportunity too?
Okay, we have tried. It's challenging. It would basically be, I think, between the hours of 3 and 5. What we found is it's difficult to get that kind of.
I'm going to get your help on that, John, next time. Repeat what you just said. It's difficult to get that going.
We found it's difficult to get it going, primarily because the parents have to drive to a location. Yeah. So it would be something we definitely are looking at doing. Providing a bus so that the bus can pick the children up at the school that they are all going to, taking the children to a location, because often it can be 45 minutes from the school on the bus. So I would love to, if anybody wants to reach out and help Everwild LA provide this after school adventure programming for kids, please contact us.
Right. And I'm sure this is true of anywhere, because even if you're in a small town and you're out in the country, the school bus goes out in the country, picks up the kids at 7 a.m. or whatever, early hour, and so they're on the school bus going in, and they're tired, and they have all day, and they have athletics, and they have all that stuff, and then they're out at 3 or whatever, and then they're bussed there, and then they do something there, and then they're bussed home, and so they're on a lot of scheduling, a lot of buses.
Yeah. So I think that what I found is it's really important for families and parents to take the lead
if they can.
If
I hear from so many people all over the world that people are working 3 jobs. Angie was just talking about this when we were in Kentucky. Remember, Angie? Her sister at the time was working 3 jobs. I mean, who can stop and drive your kids anywhere if you're working 3 jobs? Let's see. Arizona provides tax benefits where you can assign your state tax dollars.
Oh, interesting.
Why don't you contact Kingland? Can you remind me your name? Because contact Elizabeth for more information. And let's see. Hi, Heather. Where are you writing from? Enderpro, you're still up. Yes, it's to study in California. Well, first of all, Kaye, California is a very big state.
Yes. And
there are all kinds of terrains here. We have big cities. We have tiny towns that are very, very poor, that have no services. So we've got the whole gamut in this state. So it would be impossible to even imagine what it would be like. It depends on where you live. Richard, I am too. I am very scared. Shirley, thank you, Shirley. Heather, Paris. Wait, what? You're writing from Paris? Like Paris, Tennessee, or Paris, France?
Or Paris, Texas.
Or Paris, Texas. Yes, wonderful movie if you've never seen it. Paris, Texas. Christina, hi. Full disclosure, I am a 19-year public school English teacher in a high school as a master teacher for UC Berkeley Muse and Cal State East Bay Education students.
Fantastic.
And I want to just say brava,
yes,
Christina. That is wonderful. And tell us what Muse stands for. Right, Angie's talking about a lot. Kentucky is economically has gone through a lot. And I think they're a little bit on the upswing. That's the feeling I got when I was there last July. They had some industry coming back into Ashland, but it's the whole Kentucky and West Virginia area has been hit so hard. I mean, all of the driving I did, I think I saw one garden outside, other than your garden, Angie. And people don't have the time. They're working 3 jobs, or they don't have any work. So it's hard. It's really hard. North Star. I'm a full proponent of parents being as involved in their education as possible. North Star, thank you so much for tuning in, and please watch the rest of the playback at another time and hit that like button before you go. Let's see, we have, I can't read that, 33. Oh, we've got 40 people on, and we've got 33 of these. So hopefully some more people will join us. And Enderpro in Cambodia is still She's at my school. I had to go to the school at least 7:15 to 4. By the way, Enderpro Macworld, do you mind telling me about how old you are? Are you still in school? Are you a working adult, or what's your, do you have a garden? All that kind of stuff. Yes, Double Dog. Double Dog is my friend Eric Ellison from San Juan Island in Washington, and he actually sent me some King Stropharia mushroom spawn.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, but this was years ago, and I didn't know what I was doing. And this is before I started with wood chips. We're going to be talking about wood chips, people. So once Elizabeth gets finished, so hang in there for that, because I really want to dive into that. I would like to try that again, Eric. I really would. So I just got away from the whole mushroom thing, and I always wanted to try it, and I haven't. Let's see. Okay, so he's still in school. All right. Christina says, Hayward Unified School District offers very cutting-edge teachers and individualized education program for all students who wish to participate. That's wonderful.
That's awesome.
Oh, my God. Kaye is 11 years old. Are you kidding me? No wonder you have to go to bed. Thank you for tuning in. And I challenge you, Kaye, to, by the way, are you female or male? I'm not sure about that name. I challenge you to get some more teenagers in your community to start watching this channel, because this channel is for all ages. I really want to attract and provide inspiration, entertainment, and education to every age person that tunes in. So please do that. And let's see, Muse is a teaching, credential, and master degree program focusing on equity and social justice in public school education. That's fantastic. Okay, let's see. Okay, thank you, Kaye. That's what I thought. It's the opposite time of day in Southeast Asia. Yes, and it's 6 a.m. or almost 7 a.m. in New Zealand. Okay, so what else can we, why don't you tell us a little bit about, she's also got a company that she's starting with a friend, and that's also connecting with nature. So tell us about that.
So one of my close mom friends, her name is Emily, and I really think that bringing nature into our family's lives is a priority, especially because in Los Angeles, we can be outside almost every single day of the entire year. I mean, we really have the ability to be outside as long as you wear the proper clothing.
Right.
So we wanted to spread the word in a very simple way on Instagram about what it is going to be like for our families to redefine our relationship with nature while living in the city. Because most people, when you think of Los Angeles, you do not think of nature.
No.
At all. You think of traffic, you think of Baywatch, you think of Hollywood.
That's kind of a little bit of nature there. But
a little bit. So
you see the ocean once in a while.
Yeah. So we thought a fun way of, and a relatable and a real way for people to see families doing this would be on Instagram. So we're starting on Instagram, and our handle is Redefining Nature. It's either Redefine or Redefining Nature. I'm going to have to look because we just changed it this morning. But
we'll put the
put it in the show notes.
We'll put the correct title later. Yeah.
And we just started about a week ago. So we've been both stepping in front of the camera. We're used to being behind the camera. So that's why it's really interesting and ironic that I'm here with you today.
I know. I told her that I can make anybody feel comfortable in front of the camera.
But what we want to see is you don't have to go for a 10-mile hike with your children to redefine your relationship with nature.
No, it's true.
You can bring the flowers in. You can even go to the library and find books on things that they are interested in, and that's really the key. If they're interested in centipedes and millipedes and things that make you feel icky, you still need to go to the library, find the books, look it up online, because they're reaching out. They want that connection with nature.
That's right. That's right. And, you don't have to have a big garden. You can have a 2x2 raised bed or box or a container or something in your windowsill or on your balcony or somewhere. You can almost in almost every situation find some way to bring a little bit of nature into your life existence.
And I also think in watching YouTube shows like yours, it helps because people maybe who don't even live in LA can get a sense of.
Hey, Kodak Wild, thanks for stopping by. Watch the replay later and hit that like button, okay?
They can even, families can start to compare. Like, oh, look at Kaye's yard. It looks like this. Look at her garden. We raise different vegetables.
Wait, somebody's saying something. Oh, somebody asked a question, and I don't know how. Let's see if I can get back to that. Oh, look, you can. Oh, let's see, I can. You guys just read Christina's comments. She's got a lot of great information about her area, things going on in her area. Do we have community gardens in LA? Dave says, yes, we do. There's a big one in Santa Monica. There's a big one in Mar Vista.
There's also little ones.
There's a ton all over, really. I've been meaning to get it. I've been meaning to get connected to the community garden movement here because I really like when she first sat down. Do you have a lot of people from LA watching it? I'm going, I don't know. I don't think so because I don't ever hear from anybody in LA. Hi, Taylor. We want to know about. Taylor, you are not going to be able. I hate to say this definitively, but you are not going to be able to grow loofah in an apartment in Paris, unless you had a huge skylight that was just blasting sun all day and it was really hot. This is a hot, humid plant that thrives in Central America.
Oh wow!
So and also the South and. Mobile, it rains a lot. It's super, super hot, like 100% humidity and 100%, 100 degrees Fahrenheit. But you can grow things in small apartments in Paris. You absolutely can. And we can talk about that. And let's see, I think somebody else had a question. Oh, it moves too fast. I don't even know what K-pop is, Kaye. See this, great Christina. Education programs, community gardens, Taylor. Let's see if I can just make that go a little bit. Oh, am I going the wrong way? I think I went the wrong way.
It looks like you're
went the wrong way.
Down.
Yeah, here we go. Yes, and Mix is telling you, Taylor, that there are tomato varieties for pots. Once again, it's really hard to grow tomatoes inside. They need a lot of heat and a lot of sun, like 6 to 8 hours of full sun every day to be really happy. Let's see. But there are lots of things you can grow inside. And Richard's saying you can use buckets. And hi from Rome, Georgia. Hi, Janice. Thank you for tuning in. Please hit that like button if you can. And if you're having trouble, if you're on mobile and you can't hit the like button, and Angie will tell you how to do that. Let's see. Do the kiddos from your program participate in community gardens? She's talking to Christina. They like to talk amongst themselves. Let's just see if they have any other questions for us. That's right. Of course, Richard. Richard, you can use a 1,000. Richard is telling you, Taylor, how you can grow in an apartment in Paris. You have to have a grow light. Let's see. You're welcome, Heather, and thank you. Thank you for tuning in. Okay, so you were saying I interrupted you.
That's okay.
Do you remember where you were?
I think, we were talking about families being able to access nature even if they don't have the hours or the time to actually go out. I think it's important to have conversations about where your food comes from, and you and I talked about that at the market, so that even if you can't go to a community garden because whatever,
time
or
constraints.
It's snowing. And it's not available at the moment. You can talk about where your food is coming from.
That's right.
Where did this tomato come from? Or you can play the game of, did it grow underground? Did it grow on the vine? Did it grow? Just building the picture so that they understand that knowing where your food comes from is important and it's valued in your family. So kind of setting the precedent for that, and not expecting school information to provide that knowledge.
Right. The schools are so strapped in so many places now.
They don't have time.
They don't have the funds. They don't have the time. The teachers are overworked, overburdened.
They can't teach what they'd like to teach.
Their teachers are spending their own personal money to feed their kids lunch. Sometimes, I mean, we're in a tough situation, and it's almost a luxury to think about you being able to take your kids out into nature. And it shouldn't be, but it almost is.
It does feel like that. And one of the things I want to do with the new business I'm starting with my friend Emily is to help people understand it needs to be relatable. It can't be another to-do list to get my kid out in nature for 15 minutes a week, because if a parent has one more thing on the to-do list, then it becomes overwhelming.
I know. So I remember having a complete and total meltdown in the car. I'm ashamed to even tell this story, but to my son, because we were coming from a swimming lesson and we were going to someplace else, and I was completely stressed out. And of course, there's always so much traffic in LA, and you're always running late, and because of the traffic, and he couldn't remember. He couldn't remember the months of the year, and in the right order, or even at all. He couldn't remember some of them, and of course, I felt like he should have known that.
Because it's a high priority for children to know these things.
I know,
and they really are interested in it.
Yeah, they're not.
No,
they don't care. But of course, I'm thinking it's important, and I was just like, it's February. What month is this? He couldn't tell me what month it was. And it's like you say, kids are overtaxed, and we're putting too much pressure on them, and we think, oh my gosh, we've got to succeed, and we've got to do all this. And what they really need is just time out in nature, to just, when you go out into nature, or even your backyard,
or look out the window.
It depends on where you are. You look out the window, you see buildings.
But you can still look at the sky, and you can
That's true.
You can talk about, with your children, you can talk about what the sky looks like today, what it looked like this morning, and talk about the changes, and even where the sun is.
Right.
We joined an online program that's really fun called the Full Moon Kids Club.
Okay.
Full Moon Kids Club.
Okay.
And
somebody write that down.
I'll provide that the notes for that too.
Angie, if you could write that down, that'd be great.
And it's an online program, but it's really for families to get together and talk about the phases of the moon, because we all look at calendars all the time, but calendars don't really mean much.
No.
But the moon, you can visibly see the changes. And so when children can connect to something and see changes in it, it starts to make sense to them.
Right. Heather, by the way, thank you for the invitation. And I do hope to get back to Paris someday. I haven't been to Paris since, I want to say, 1983. So it's been a while. Probably before you were born. Let's see. Dave was asking, school gardens totally depend upon parent involvement.
Yes.
And from school to school, you can see where the majority of the parents are working 3 jobs, there's no garden. And you go to a school where possibly the mom is home with the children, or has some flexible time, then you see gardens. And there's some schools in LA County that have really great gardens, and of course, and even those great gardens change. Like you come into a school, for example, there used to be a great garden in the middle school close to here, and so you come in as a 6th grade parent, and your child is going to have 6th, 7th, and 8th grade there, and then you what is it, matriculate out?
Yes,
I think that's the word. You go out with your child, and you might have been really involved in that garden, and the next set of parents come in and they don't have any time, or not enough interest. And I think a lot of parents are disconnected from nature too.
Absolutely.
It's hard to connect your children to nature if you're disconnected yourself. You know, and I know electronics has played a huge part in that. I mean,
Definitely.
when I grew up in the South, you drive down and this is still true, I'm sure. You drive down the road in the South and you see all the old timers, the grandparents, a lot of which were farmers. You know, they'd be sitting on the porch and that's their TV. That was their TV. You know, a car drives by and they wave. Doesn't matter who it is. Car drives by, they wave. You know, that's their TV. It's just like your cat sitting by the window watching for the birds. You know, we've given ourselves over to electronics. You know, and technology.
Sure. And it is. I mean, the technology is amazing, and it allows us to have a conversation with people all over the planet.
Cambodia.
But I think it's just. It's like anything, prioritizing things in our lives. And then what you're saying is the adults feel disconnected from nature. I think absolutely we definitely do. We're told a lot of times that daydreaming and looking up at clouds is you should be doing something instead. So we put tremendous amount of pressure on ourselves to constantly be producing and be doing. I know I do the same thing. If I was sitting out looking at your garden, all of a sudden I would think, oh, I need to go over there and I need to do this. But what about just observing?
Right, observation. Yeah, that's what. When I first started, I had these late bloomer, can't even LBLs, late bloomer lessons. One of them was be observant, and the other one was be vigilant. And that is, you know, you go out and you look at your plants and you look underneath the leaves and. Oh my gosh, what I found this week. Oh, I'll tell you about it. My snapdragons just got attacked. And the thing is, they were just looking a little like sort of like water spot on the outside of the leaves. And then I turn it over and it looks like this tar splatter, you know, tiny little. Have you seen that? I don't even know what that is. I don't know if it's an insect or if it's a.
And our weather's changed so much.
I know.
It's much more humid.
Right. Yes. So I have a lot of mildew. Let's see what people are saying. Gardening. Travis, we need to talk about gardening. You're right. I grew up on a farm till I was 13 and it helped me appreciate where my food comes from, plus learning to be self-sufficient. So Wesley, did that continue in your family? It would be nice to know did you have children? Did they continue being connected to where their food comes from? Yeah. Right. There is FFA. Absolutely, Dave. And FFA, I don't know if you saw that video I did, that memorial roping video that I did. Of course, roping is not gardening at all, but I did that in honor of my son's mentor, who made a big impact on his life. And he passed away suddenly at 35. And they turned the cattle herd over to my son after he'd been there for a year and he'd never worked with large animals until he walked onto that ranch. That's how well he taught him. Anyway, he passed away at a memorial rodeo because that was his favorite thing. He was very big in FFA, and they all the proceeds for this memorial rodeo go to the local FFA in Half Moon Bay. And other Future Farmers of America programs, and that is still a very important program in a lot of parts of the country. And I'm not sure about the Future Homemakers of America. I don't know where that FHA. We had the FHA back then. You know, I don't know if they still do that. Being in nature and outdoors in a garden is relaxing activity and lowers your stress and blood pressure. Wesley, you're absolutely right, and I think there's some chemical connection to putting your hands in dirt. It's actually a mood elevator. It's an antidepressant to actually work with your hands in the dirt. Oh gosh, Richard, are you saying neem oil should take care of my snapdragons? Because it was completely covering 3 plants and I cut them all off because I have 20 and I thought it's going to spread. It's out of control. Where can I find information online about reliable 100% grass-fed raised beef? You can get that at Thousand Hills Lifetime Grazed, and there are a couple of others as well. Christina, if you're on Facebook or Instagram, Well, go to Facebook because you can't share links on Instagram as well. But I did a post recently. If you scroll down Late Bloomer Show on Facebook, you will see my grass-fed beef post that I did. And 2 or 3 other people wrote in with links because if it's not available in your local store, you can actually order it online. There are some places. Thousand Hills is not available like that yet. They're not big enough, but they will be. But do that. Let's see. Farm in the 50s. We depended on our garden chickens, steers. Absolutely, Janice. And where was your farm, Janice? I've already forgotten now. I know you said, what was that? Are you the one from Alabama? Agreed, Wesley. Garden love. 4-year-old loves being in the garden with me. 12-year-old loves to learn as well. Answer questions in schools that other kids, a lot of kids in school don't even know that a carrot grows underground. Pull it out and they go, what's that? Let's see. Okay, Richard, thank you. Hey, Patrick. Patrick is checking in from Ireland. Patrick Meehan is is not in Ireland.
Okay.
He is in England. And Carl Conrad, who watches, is, I don't know if Carl is on. Carl, are you there? Richard is just outside of London. And I have a video. I traveled to Patrick's allotment.
Oh, fantastic.
In outside London. And Patrick, we are talking to a lovely lady that I met 2 days ago, really, day before yesterday. And we're talking about getting kids out into nature and the importance of that. And we're going to talk about wood chips and all that stuff after we cut her loose. Let's see. Yes, Georgia, right. One day we had chicken for dinner and all of my birds were missing.
Uh-oh.
Ooh, okay. Thank you, Dave. Thank you for that. Tell me about the flowers you brought.
Okay, so we have a garden. I think I shared video with you. And we have a shade garden. So kind of the opposite, dry.
I need to learn from her.
I need help. Dry shade with a huge pine tree. So the soil, it's very difficult. You will have to come over. It's challenging. But I have been able to grow these guys.
Yes.
So that's wonderful.
This is camellia.
And this, which I don't know what it is, but it's a giant shrub and it smells so good. It smells incredible. And it blows in the wind. So it's really pretty.
I saw it in the video and it looks similar to what I have, but it's not the same thing.
There are a few varieties of it.
Okay. Well, maybe I have a different variety.
One that's dark green. This is kind of a limey green. And
mine is this color.
I feel like I could make a tea out of it. And this is this was found on our hike yesterday at a private property up in Topanga. And it's a lupine.
Oh, lupins.
Lupin.
I think it's called lupin. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Or in Italy,
it could
lupino.
Be lupino, lupine.
Right?
And that is, when I did my Desert Bloom episode, the last episode of Late Bloomer, my 100th episode, I went to the Desert Super Bloom. That was year before last in 17. And we're going to have this, we're having the same thing right now. I haven't been back to the deserts, but the lupin or lupine was the one thing that I wanted to see, and I finally found it.
And the leaves have such a pretty shape.
I know.
They're kind of unusual looking.
And I ordered 2 plants from, you got this on a hike though, right?
Yeah, it's important to say this was on private property. So we did
right.
not pick this at one of our state parks.
Right. So whenever you go into the state parks,
you
leave only your footprints. You don't take anything.
Yeah.
And you don't leave any trash behind.
No, please, and bring it out too. But we have 2 kinds of sage. So we have a lot of sage in LA.
Oh, great. A tower garden. That's great, John. Yes, the sage.
So this is one of my favorites, and someone said it's a type of Artemisia.
I don't even know what that.
It smells divine.
That is an interesting.
So it's almost a sweet smell.
Yeah.
But someone mentioned it's very soft.
I don't know if they can see that.
You can take it out.
Kind of pull it out.
Oh, well, that's foxtail.
Oh, sorry.
Here, pinch this off.
You take it out.
Okay.
You put it in. You take it out.
So, yeah, and it's okay because it's kind of falling apart.
Yeah, foxtail too.
Foxtails.
That's lovely.
You don't really want your dogs to get a hold of, though, because once it goes into their nose, it's like a barb.
Oh, wow.
So it's very beautiful, but it it can get
hazardous for
stuck.
dogs.
So this
Yeah.
is I don't even know if it's worth showing that, but it's a very soft, it's a sage color and it's very soft and it almost has a sweet minty smell.
It smells
And
wonderful.
the kids call it cowboy cologne, which I think is so funny.
Everybody's talking to each other.
Oh, good.
It's definitely lupin season. Yes. Let's see. Always a great sage is always a great scent. So these people are talking about tower gardens, and that's another way to, if you have very little space. I have a couple of the green stalk vertical gardens that I grow right now. I've got bolted arugula and beets and some sweet peas growing in there. But that's another great way for you to grow if you don't have any space. Is a tower garden. This is not considered a tower garden. This has got 3 rings and you can keep going up. Tower gardens are different, a little bit made differently. And they may even have irrigation in them. I think they do.
I think that you pour water in the top and it filters through.
Yeah, you can do that with this.
Yeah. So this I found in your neighbor's yard across the street.
Yes.
And I can never pronounce it, but
it's everywhere right now.
Waxilla? Is that how you say it?
It may be.
O-A-X.
Oh, I hope this is not. I don't know.
But this one's edible. And the leaves have little tiny almost freckles on them.
Okay.
And it's it tastes like lemon and it's sour.
What, the leaf or
you can have a flower too. You can taste a bud. You just wouldn't want to have more than like a few. Isn't that good?
Oh yeah. I had no idea. There's a field of those across the street because they haven't mowed that yard in a while.
Yeah, and it looks kind of like they're not spraying it, so
they're not spraying it.
I went for
Trust me.
But some of these things, just walking around with your
there
kids,
is so much of this everywhere.
Yeah, this is everywhere, and the kids like to eat
on
it.
Hillsides. They're just yellow with this.
And it's really important to not eat a lot of the flowers because they can cause your stomach to be a little upset.
Okay.
But you can chew on the stem.
Okay.
And it's like a lemony sweet.
Have you already chewed on that stem?
No, but here, let's just break it off where I haven't been touching it.
Okay.
I'll chew on this, but you can taste. Isn't that good?
Yeah. I
like sour stuff though.
It's sour. Yeah.
And they call it sour grass. I don't know what the real terms are for this, but this is, I brought it because I just wanted to show, and I know we live in LA and it's very different than maybe cities where nothing is growing right now.
That's right.
But you can walk around, learn about what plants are growing in your neighbors.
Right.
And find out. You can take, there are apps that you can take with you on your phone to identify plants.
Right.
And definitely don't eat anything without having
identified
it because it could be sprayed. Even if it's edible, it could be sprayed.
That's right. And if you want to talk about herbicide drift, I mean, herbicide drift can go for a mile. So somebody can be spraying, half a mile from your house, and it could drift over and affect your tomatoes. That actually happened to me once.
Really?
Yeah, it did. I mean, I believe it did because what happened to my tomatoes looked exactly like the pictures online for how it affects you. So you have to be really, really careful because a lot of people just they still just reach for the chemicals in the store and they use them liberally on their yards. Or in the case of Los Angeles, where a lot of lawn maintenance is handled by professional lawn maintenance services, they are very concerned about keeping their customers, and they want everything to look nice, and they do spray unless their customers say, I don't want that on my garden. Let's see, they're talking about tower gardens. Sorrel.
Yes.
Sorrel is completely different.
Sorrel is different, but it has the same taste.
Oh,
and
okay.
I love sorrel, and the leaves are kind of long, elongated.
Dave, are you talking about, that's where you are, Eastern North Carolina? Mostly farming and gardening. The whole state is agriculture, little industry. I forgot that's where you are, Dave. That's where Lizzie Lou, Curry is not on the yes, Curry's in the eastern. Curry, Lizzie Lou's family farm is in Curry, North Carolina, and she was 10 miles from the epicenter of Hurricane Florence. And I did a video with her in 2017. The hurricane was last year, right? Yeah, so I saw her in 17. Is that right? Yeah, I think so. And she's okay. So yep, okay. We should seriously consider the European view of chemical usage in agriculture and the human food chain too. Well, I think it's growing. Oh, Curry Beach. Oh, Cure Beach. Okay. Remember the sorrel you had to try, Kate? Yeah, yes, that's why I said it didn't look like the. Yeah, you gave me sorrel. It didn't look like that. And somebody else gave me sorrel somewhere I've been. I forget. Well, anyway, did you have any other thoughts and that you wanted to contribute?
No,
we're going to talk about wood chips
this is
here.
so fascinating. I did watch your wood chip
video,
and I loved it because I also think that understanding how wood chips work can be very complicated, even though it seems so simple.
Right.
And really understanding how it works and benefits the garden is important.
Right. So. I have found that it's completely changed my gardening. And that's why I was hoping that, people were interested in talking about that, because I know a lot of people do wood chips and want to do wood chips because no-till gardening is a lot less work.
Yes, especially with the soil that we have.
And yeah, we have very hard clay soil here, so it's really imperative. We either have to do raised beds and bring in the soil, or we have to do something to amend it. Let's see. John is still talking about tower gardens, how we, let's see, some info on Arizona State tax benefits and contact name. That's wonderful. Yeah, that's great. I like to connect people. In fact, when we were standing there talking, another woman walked up. She reached for Thousand Hills, and I said, "Do you know what you're buying there about grass-fed labels?" And she goes, "No." And so I explained it to her too. And it turns out she works in psychological testing of children, and they connected students. And so, I love connecting people. It's what I live for. So if you want to stick around, we're going to talk about wood chips.
I think I'm going to go check out your garden in the front.
Okay, great.
Have a peaceful moment before I head back into my
And if you would like me to visit her garden and maybe shoot a video there, leave me a comment and let me know. She's in Santa Monica.
Dry shade. It's a challenge.
Dry shade is a challenge. Yeah.
And then when we get the Santa Ana winds.
Oh, well, that's
a super challenge.
It is a big challenge. It blows everything down.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Yeah, this was great.
Absolutely.
I'm going to unclip this without it being
I should let her do that.
Noise. It's all good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
And we will be in touch.
Yes, this was wonderful. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon in
will.
the sunshine.
Oh, thank you. All right. Take care. Okay, everybody. Let me just do this real quick because I said I was going to do this, and I'm going to do it. This is it's the first time when you do olives, you're supposed to test them every few weeks and see how they're doing, so to speak. See if how they taste and how they're doing. And I always wanted to take the time and dump out all the original brine and put in a fresh brine, without the maggot, the maggot corpses, if you remember my video. So anyway, but I thought, well, if I do that, there's black around there, but I know it's because they leaked. Anyway, what I was going to say is, if I do that and I rinse them off and I bring them out here, then you might not believe that I actually just opened it, which I'm going to do now. Uh-oh, you know what? Well, wait a second. That wouldn't have a seal on it, right? Would that have a seal on it? I didn't deep pressure can those, so that wouldn't have a seal on it, right? I don't know whether I should eat one of those or not, to tell you the truth. Ooh, it actually smells good. Oh gosh. I just feel like I went to all that trouble to make my olives, and that I should at least let you know how one of them tastes. So I'm just kind of fishing down for one not right on the top that was in more of the liquid. I don't know. I don't know. Because it just got kind of a little bit of like black, kind of moldy around the lid. And I know that's because they seeped. You know, I burped them and they seeped. That is so good. Mm. Mm. Wow. That gives me hope. Now, if I don't just, have some sort of convulsion or something, we'll wait and see how that goes down. Okay, where are we? I brined them. Yes, I did brine them. And uh, it was salt brine. Yeah. Yeah, it was salt brines, but they are still fermented, right, John? Because they taste like vinegary. Um, if it is brined, it needs no seal. Thank you. Okay, so they can look awful because there was like a worm in every single one of them. I know that sounds gross, but that's what we deal with here. And so they have, for example, you can see the exit wound. You see those little spots? That's where they crawled out of there. Once they got in that salt water, they said, "Get me out of here." Oh, I'm so excited, Christina. I am surprised, Carrie. I am so surprised because I have a little bowl of water here that I'm just rinsing them off in. Mm, I can't believe it. I cannot believe that I actually did that and that they taste good. Oh my gosh. Um, Richard, I know. Uh, safe. I hope you're saying that I am safe and I'm not going to have a seizure. Um, hey, Luis Tabone is in the house from Long Beach, and he said he is potting up plants. Now, if you've been watching my channel, you know I gave Luis a overflowing 5-gallon bucket of pineapple guavas. I think it was October or November. And he also got my seed starting heat mats and my whole seed starting thing because I wasn't sure. And I wasn't able to do that this year. And I did not want it sitting here, not being used. So he is potting up those plants that he started in those seed trays. I hate them damn worms. So do I, but they're all dead. And most of them I got out before I actually brined it. Let's see, lacto fermentation. Thank you, Anne. Let me think about pizza. My fermenting in a Fido jar, no maggots. Try fermenting in a Fago. I don't know what a Fido jar is. And what's your name, Bustaganug? Bastaganug. What is your name and where you're writing from? Because I don't remember. The maggots are in the olives in Southern California. It is impossible to get away from that. And so I washed and washed and washed them, and most of them came out before I did the fermentation. But I actually saw, when I held the jars up, I actually saw a few floating around in there. You're not going to get any more guavas, Luis, till at least October. Yes, Kingman. I'm sorry, I can't remember your name again. where are you in Arizona? Are you close to Phoenix? Because, I will be coming back there. Thank you, Food Forest Permaculture. Your olives sound so good. Have to go. And great to see you again, Kay. All the best to you, Howie. Thank you, Howie. I really appreciate that. And unfortunately, people are starting to go, and we haven't even talked about wood chips. So I wanted to talk about wood chips because, first of all, no, I wanted to do this real quick. So I don't know if Eli Kelly is watching, but I think he's still in Japan, living there in Japan. And he told me that I've been calling my daikon radish, I've been calling it daikon, and he says it's daikon, K. So tell me if you agree, people, that I've been saying that wrong. And also, I had this wild hankering to try to grind my passion fruit seeds, because inside those passion fruit is like a million little seeds. And I had this, I was just like going nuts trying to find an inexpensive manual press to press this, because I heard somewhere that the Passiflora edulis seeds, that's the particular kind of passion fruit that I'm growing, that's the common one, the purple with the white and purple flowers, and they turn kind of purple and then they drop off, and that's very good for your skin. And I thought, oh my gosh, this would be so great for my channel to grind my own passion fruit seeds into oil and use it on my skin and report back about that. Anyway, it just looked like there were so many issues and everything that I kind of got discouraged about, and the cost. I kind of got discouraged about getting a press. So if anybody has any comment on that, I'd like to know. Let's see. Hello, Jared from Texas. And Christopher from Alabama. Didn't know about olives yet. Potato jars are spring top types. Yes. Yes, Christopher. After I did the olives, I went to, I believe that was the order. I did the olives, and then I went to see Doug and Stacy out in Missouri, St. Louis, Missouri, in Missouri. And they're not in St. Louis. I flew into St. Louis and drove. And I wound up buying a fermentation kit that they feature on their channel, which they get a small commission if people buy. So I wanted to support them, and I bought that fermentation kit, and it has those burping things on the top. But no, the olive fruit fly has invaded Southern California, and I talked to the people down at the extension office in LA County, and they said you can't tent the tree. What happens is the fly lays an egg in the olive, and it turns into a maggot, and it works its way out of the olive when it reaches maturity, and it drops on the ground, or the olive drops on the ground with the maggot in it, and it goes in the ground and it hibernates all winter, and then they emerge from your yard in, I guess it's the summer, because I don't know exactly. I guess it's the spring actually. And, they can lay, they have this stinger, or this, I forget what the egg layer part of a fly is called, but they lay an egg in every single olive, at least one. And so you can't spray the trees, you can't tent the trees, and this is just something that we have to deal with. The good news is, when Glenda, my friend Glenda from my subscriber friend Glenda, who came and visited, we did that great video, and we did that, we made that tart, remember, with the guavas, and she said it's just protein and it doesn't hurt anything. So, and believe me, those worms get out of those olives trying to escape, and you don't wind up eating the worm. Enough about that. So I've got some good news. First, the bad news. The bad news, and I've got good news and bad news. First, the bad news. Jared, you are right. And if you could do anything about that, I would be so very grateful. My channel is starting to pick up and grow now, and that's been helped by meeting wonderful other YouTubers like Doug and Stacy and Charles at IV Organic. If you're still on, Charles, leave a comment. And who else have I met? Well, Charles at Old Alabama Gardener, and that has helped a lot. And also, I think the live streams have helped, because I'm just noticing that I think that YouTube is sharing me more, and the way that happens, the way you get shared on YouTube, if anybody's interested, is by watch time. So if, for example, you go on my channel and you watch 2 or 3 videos in a row, say you spend 30 minutes or 40 minutes on my channel or more, that's their number one algorithm. That's their number one analytic that they use to decide whether to share my videos on the right side of the screen. And if you can believe, 55% of the views on my videos come from browsing features. They're not coming from people clicking the red bell subscribe button. Yes, I have my hardcore people doing that, subscribers, but the half the people are just finding me because they're browsing gardening or wood chips or this or that. And so the way they find me is I get shared on the right, on the YouTube is sharing me on the right. So the more you watch, the more I get shared, and the faster my channel grows, and the more likely that I can stick around for a while. I've seen a fight over the worm, and yeah. Kingman, my olives were black to start with, but as you can see, they're very light colored now. And I don't know why. These are the larger ones. Hold on. Oh, wait. I can't run off. I've got a microphone on. Hold on. I have 2 trees. Wait, hold on. I have 2 trees, and one tree made the bigger olives, not so many, and another tree made smaller olives, more of them. But this is as long as we're doing this, a lot of the sediment falls on the bottom. Oh, man, I don't know if I can open that. So I have a lot of these jars, by the way, and so I'm thrilled beyond measure that that I am maybe have been successful. So these are tiny. They took forever. I probably wouldn't do it again, but I just did it because, I feel this responsibility to try to eat what I grow if I do go to the trouble to grow it. You see how small they are? I'm just going to rinse those off and try one. It's so good. I'm going to be eating these all day. Oh my goodness. I don't need to do a new brine. Because it said in the recipe, that you could, after a certain amount of time, they are so flavorful. How can that be just with salt? Lacto fermentation. Whoever told me, thank you. I love that. Said that you could rinse them and put a fresh brine, or you could put olive oil and some herbs and things in there. I may do that with a couple of jars. but I may just wind up eating a lot of them too. Okay, so I did the olive reveal, the good news and the bad news. Okay, so the bad news is it's not bad news. It's good for them. It's just bad for me and sad for you guys because you won't be seeing him in the future. Is Zachary is moving. Zachary, my little garden helper, who I love dearly. I stood in for his grandparents at Grandparents' Day at his school, and anyway, they are moving to San Francisco, and that's going to be probably happening. It won't happen for 3 or 4 months, but well, I'll try to get Zachary over here as much as I can before he goes. And I'm doing cracked green brined olives this September. Oh, that sounds wonderful. Tony, how can you hate olives? Oh my gosh, I love it. Cable page. What is that? The bell turns on notifications for the channel. I missed that, Dave. I'm not sure what you just said. Oh dear. You're probably referring to me eating that, Tony. Tony from UK Here We Grow is in the house, and Tony has helped me as much as anyone has helped me to with my channel and to promote my channel. And of course, as many of you know, I went all the way to Wales, you know, that little country over there in the UK. I went all the way to his allotment, met him in person, and we only had like 2 hours together, but we are friends for life. I love you, Tony, and your family. And now the good news is I'm going to Tennessee to see my mother next month, and I am going to go a couple of days early and go down and see Charles at Old Alabama Gardener again. And you know, I'm just it's a drive. It's about a 2-hour drive each way, but I'm going to do that again because everybody loves Charles. And so those were my notes there. And I got the most amazing, and I'll just read you this and then we'll talk about wood chips, because everybody start thinking about what you want to say about. Oh, that's right. That's right. Zachary can subscribe to my channel. And maybe by the time he gets all settled up there, I can figure out how to do like a split screen streaming thing. I don't know how to do that. Yes, I'm going to go see Charles again. And if you have any questions that you want me to ask Charles, be sure and leave it here. Or actually, if you have a question for Charles, leave it in the comments once the video this stream is posted. He'll have a better chance of seeing it there. And I will have a better chance of seeing it. And then I can remember to look here and ask him those questions, because it is great if I actually go there with questions, because he has this wealth of knowledge. And, you know, where do I even start? You know, I want to ask him what things people are interested in knowing. Cable page, a human intern reels in or let you out your mic, cable and stage. Yes, yes, Dave. And you know, Eric, in terms of sauerkraut, it's been almost impossible for me to grow cabbage since I started this garden. It's just, ugh. The black spots on my snapdragons. Yes, I will. Jared, where did you tell me you were? I know you just told me where you are. Tell me again. And I'm just curious, Jared, how you tuned in. If you don't have a garden, are you interested in gardening? Are you interested in learning about gardening? And Ooh, home brewed sauerkraut. Yes, my grandmother made that. She would just go out to her cellar and just she'd say, "What do you want?" We just go out to the cellar and we get cellar and we would get sauerkraut, or we would get her canned grape juice, or her dried apples, or oh my gosh, my grandmother grew both grandmothers grew everything. Let's see, Asian greens. I love Asian greens. Let's see, Jerry, don't throw away there. It's amazing fertilizer. Okay. All right, you guys are talking, but I just wanted to read you this if some of you are interested. I got this great. The last few months have been difficult, I have to say, and I got this a letter yesterday on Facebook, Late Bloomer Show on Facebook, and it says, and I hope he's watching, but no, it's very late there. It's already midnight in the Philippines. But I just wanted to read it because it was it made. Hey, hi, Kaye. I'm Reggie from the Philippines. I came across your channel on YouTube 2 years ago during a dark time in my life, and you have helped me cope with my dilemma. It may sound funny, but gardening kept me sane and sort of happier when I felt my worst. The Late Bloomer Show inspired me and gave me new purpose. And he started teaching last year, and now he is advocating for backyard gardening for food and familiarizing people with their local tree species, almost unknown to the new generation. And you and your YouTube channel were the sparks that started a small fire that now is growing in me, creating a source of energy. I cannot measure the gratitude I'm feeling. All I can say is thank you. I can't tell you what that means to me. Let's see. So, does anybody want to talk about wood chips? Because I do. I have found everything's changed since I started with wood chips. Yes, the work is before wood chips, because there is so much rock and hard clay in my front yard. It would be like every time it rained or every time the earth shifted, it would just push up all these rocks and this hard clay. And, worms could barely make their way through that clay. And so it was a lot of digging. And it was really hard on these hands because I didn't have help back then. Just occasionally I had help. And this is before Eric started to work on one day a week. And then when I did the wood chips, they're not everywhere because my walkways, I don't have wood chips because I didn't want to waste them on the walkway. And so I put them in the back 40 raised bed, which is about 50 square feet raised bed. And then I put it in trapezoid raised bed, which is probably about a third of that. And of course on both parkways and around my orange tree and my lemon tree. And so I would say that I over time we put in at least 6 to 8 inches of wood chips and used almost all of them. If you saw in a recent video, I've got 3 garbage bags full in the back left that are pretty broken down. I just didn't have anywhere to put it and I didn't want to get rid of it. So, but what I found is, it's hard. You can't scatter seeds because they don't go down and they don't attach to soil and sprout. So it's like, for example, scattering a cover crop in one of the raised beds or something, that's just not doable. And truthfully, the birds eat most. I have a lot of birds. I'm very lucky. I have a lot of birds in my garden, and they eat all the seeds. So unless I like for example, in the last workday video, I planted some garlic, what kind of chives were those? Garlic chives, the one with little pink flowers. So I just planted some seeds in about 5 spots on that trapezoid bed. And I went out there like a day or two later, and I couldn't even see where I had planted those. I had pushed the wood chips, the top layer of wood chips back. I couldn't see, I couldn't even tell where I planted those. So I know the birds are just going like this, getting all those seeds, digging it all up. I'll be lucky to get one sprout out of that. So really what I'm finding with wood chips is you got to really kind of start everything in containers, and then once it's established, then move it out. That's what I'm finding. What are you guys finding? That one didn't taste very good. It's more like hard. They're talking about mealyworms. I don't know what you said, Katie, but it was something. Okay, let me just reread that, Kingman. I saw yesterday a gardener take a roll of cocoa coir 4 foot by 30 foot, rolled it out in the garden, pinned it down to prep the ground instead of wood chips. Well, gosh, I don't even know where you'd get something like that, honestly. And the thing is, okay, you're prepping the ground, but with a layer of cocoa coir, but you still got to dig a hole in it. I mean, you guys put a hole in it to put your plant in or your seeds, right? See my bird? Oh, some of those are just kind of gnarly. I'm not going to snack on those. We try the little one. Ivan is asking, yeah, well, Ivan, you have to pull the wood chips back far enough so that if you're just planting seeds, into the bed, you got to the seeds have to be down an inch into soil, at least a half an inch. Got to get all those. The thing about the wood chips is as they're breaking down, there's dirt all around some of the chips down a few inches. So it's like, do you recommend digging down and going past all that till you just get fluffy soil, or what? That's what I don't know. Yeah, Angie. I do that with the pine shavings, just only because I have this huge bag. I might use straw if I had it. But then on some of the beds, I put the fencing. Hey, big wave flaw. Kevin, I didn't notice you were there. Wonderful. Got your greenhouse frame up today. Wait, you're in Florida? This is already like summer there. Maybe it's not. Maybe you're not in Florida. It's hard to tell where the mulch ends and the soil begins. That's what I'm finding. That's why I'm talking about this, because a lot of the stuff I plant it's not sprouting. Oh yes, yes. I've seen those tools, Kingman. I've seen that hoary knife tool thing. I don't have one. Patty, don't tell me you're just now joining. We're not going to be on that long. Let's see, Dave. I got. Oh, Jared, that's wonderful. Now I can't see your picture because it's literally about 2 centimeters tall. But I think maybe you're a young person. I can't tell. And if that's so, I am very excited that you're watching and that you're getting interested in gardening and that I'm helping you with that. Um, Flower garden and Charles Dowding, no dig for my veg beds with some mulch because you're high desert and the yeah, if you're high desert, Ann, Patty just joined and Patty is high desert, so you and Ann need to talk. Um, Carrie says, I'm planning on starting this in an area from grass. Sounds like I need to cover the grass with a oh boy, I wish. Yes, you do. If you're starting with grass, what I did was I hired Renee and Eric. This is when they very first helped me, and they dug out my. It wasn't grass; it was weeds. It was blue. It was that bluegrass. What do you call that stuff? I forget the name of all those weeds, but I would go out there with one of those weed punch, for like hours, and I would get a space about that big done, taking the weeds out. And when I decided to do this garden, it was like fantastic. Let's just get rid of this patch. And they went all the way down, and you can walk all the way around out there, and there is never a weed that pops up. If you dig it out, but that's really hard work. I didn't do it; they did it. But thank you, Kyle. Yes, my loofah video got shared by my YouTube partner, and I've gotten a lot of views on that video, and a lot of new subscribers as a result. And I'm so happy you joined. Please subscribe and hit that like button. And gosh, I've only got 35 people here. I'm going to have to do a better job of getting people to tune in. I'm not sure what I need to be doing. 13. Yes, you should change it. You should change it. It doesn't even have to be a picture of you. It could be a picture of a flower if you're into gardening, especially if you're still a teenager. Growing in New York City, Kyle. Absolutely. If you have I lived in Manhattan for 7 years, and we were not on we were on the ninth floor, but no access to the roof. So I never had any kind of a garden when I was in New York. But, the largest, I believe it's still considered the largest rooftop garden in the world is in Brooklyn. And they do give tours, and they have everything. They have chickens. They supply to restaurants. It's a very serious business. And what is the name of it? It's called, if you Google rooftop gardens in Brooklyn, it'll come right up. It's the biggest one. It's on a big factory, but you could learn a lot, and I highly recommend that you do that. You just have to have access to water and drainage, and of course you want to be able to kind of control the dirt and stuff that gets on your plants just from being in that city. But that city's a lot cleaner than it used to be. I got to tell you, when I lived there, wow, you walk out the door, your makeup would be perfect, and you look in the mirror when you get somewhere, and there are these black pieces, and you go like that, and it would leave a streak on your face, soot. But anyway, it's better now. Let's see. Trinidad, the quick gardener. Trinidad and Tobago is in the house. Thank you. What took you so long is my question. You're only 4 hours ahead. You said you'd be here the whole time. Let's see. We are talking about wood chips and the use of wood chips, and among other things. Let's see. Oh, that's right. Can everybody just wish Mix a happy birthday in Latvia? His birthday was 2 days ago, and he's so happy to be joining. And happy birthday, Mix. And I hope you have many more happy years of gardening ahead of you. And I don't know if Ranka is watching in Germany, Northern Germany. I'm sure she'll watch it at some point if she's not tuned in. But these two, if you can see these two things right there, that says gardeners know. Yeah, Gardeners know the best dirt. And that one says Queen of the Garden. And they're both green. And she gave those to me. And we're celebrating St. Patrick's Day for those of you who are just tuning in. And I just finished my green juice, the recipe of which you can get on my website, my newly updated website. It won't look any different when you go there. The pictures are all the same, but now it just functions. It had gotten to where it didn't function. And so anyway, I think in terms of my olives, I think it's going to be one here and one there, hit and miss, because some of them tasted great and were the right texture, and some of them weren't. And I suppose I could have been more selective with what I put in the jar, but it takes forever, so I didn't. I think the, are you planting spuds today, Tony? Let's see. Yeah, you got to get some green going there, Dave. It's St. Patrick's Day. Andrew, where are you writing from? Okay, I plan on top dressing my wood chips with homemade compost. Yes, that's good. And let the hot summer sun and rain do its magic. I plan on expanding my worm farm too. It really makes a difference. So when you say worm farm, do you like mean a real worm farm, or you just have a little worm farm? But are you also saying that that you're not going to plant anything in that the whole summer and just let that bed bake? Big Wave, Florida. Kevin, let's see. Good, Tony. Right. Tony is a man who knows how to get things done. He actually does the job. Well, I do that too. He actually does the job of filming while he's doing the job of planting. Now, we're not doing that on the live stream because of connectivity, and it's just too hard to do. But it does seem like people enjoy connecting on my live streams. And if you do, can you please leave me a comment and say, I love this and I want you to keep doing it. It doesn't cost me anything but my time. And I love connecting people. And if you guys love it, let me know. I've only got 37 people on right now. That's not a ton of people. I was hoping to have many more. But I know that a lot of people tune in because, or a lot of people go to YouTube because they want to learn something right now about how to do that thing. And that's not what the live streams are like. We are talking about a lot of different things, and hopefully you learn a few things during the process and are entertained and enjoy the community. But you're not necessarily going to learn how to do that thing right now in this moment. And but that's why I do it on Sundays. Because in the world, here's my hummingbird. Most people in the world are taking a day off. I know a lot of people can't take any days off. I have a worm bin and going to make a bathtub worm composter. I do not plan on planting it. Okay, got it. Well, it's going to be awesome when you do, if you do that. Yes, Anne is talking about what kind of wood chips to use, and I've heard both things. I just read, someone wrote me the other day, and she said, I take absolutely whatever I can get because it's all good. And then other people say, well, no, not this or not that. And so everybody has a different feeling about that. It's not a problem, Kevin. But anyway, that's kind of what I found is my gardening is just so different now because of wood chips, and it's, it's how far down do you go, how much pushing back do you do, and a lot of times the birds are disrupting all that, so I go out and I don't even know where I've planted. And if those wood chips get back over, well, I did that video with the rings, and I should have taken my own lesson. Is I should have done the rings when I did those seeds with the garlic chive seeds the other day. I should have used rings because that would have kept the wood chips back. And if I had put a little piece of that netting, that voile, like just tied that around the top, it would have kept the birds out. And I could have had some sprouts coming up. I think I'll do that. I think I'll replant that because I would really love to see some of those come up. Sounds like you're not liking the wood chips. No, it's not that, Carrie. It's not that at all. It's they have been fantastic on my guava trees, for example, and fruit trees, keeping the water in because they are great for conserving water. And of course, our water bill is costs so much in Los Angeles. Um, Water is a huge subject when you live here. We have groundwater here. I'm using my essential oil on my hand, which is hurting a little. We have a lot of groundwater in Los Angeles, but at some point back in the day, they decided to just bring all the water from Northern Cal and from the Colorado River. And of course, water is hugely political, no matter where you live. And if we would conserve water here, we could almost live on our own groundwater. That's what the experts say. That doesn't happen because of politics. And so if you use wood chips, you're definitely going to save money on water. Thank you, Jared. Do you have to go? Oh, he has to go. Okay, bye, Jared. Thank you. And Jared, when you tune in next time, bring like 3 friends and have a little live stream late bloomer party, okay? Some things like the wood chips and some don't. It may take a few years to sort them out. Yeah, I'm finding that the trees it's awesome. I mean, I can't even remember. Well, we had all that rain. But I think I watered my lemon tree maybe 4 months ago. We had rain, but those wood chips just keep the moisture in. And Patty in Las Vegas is saying this. It totally changed her gardening and made her garden possible. So for some people, it's really, really beneficial. It does change your style of gardening, though, a lot. I mean, it saves you work, definitely. So saves you work, saves you money, and Ivy Organic would agree with me. And anything that saves you money, I mean, it saves you work, and it saves you water, which saves you money, and so and it saves you time. If it saves you, I'm going to get this eventually. If it saves you work, it saves you time, and if it saves you water, it saves you money. So, for those reasons alone, it's worth doing. A 1 card. Can you use a 1 card? And I'm wondering what a 1 card is, Quick Gardener. I would much prefer that you go to my PayPal link and just make a direct donation. My Quick Gardener is asking. Quick Gardener is in Trinidad and Tobago, and their super chat is not available. Yes, and they do take a big commission out of the super chat. So I would say the number one best way to support my channel is to become a patron on Patreon, because if you donate $5 a month, then I know that I'm going to get $5 a month, and I can use that $5 to either put gas in my car to travel to a garden and film videos, or I can pay for a beautiful video and pay my sound editor. So that's the best. If you can't commit to a monthly donation of any kind, then make a one-time or 4-time or whatever donation on my PayPal, because that is available to you, Quick Gardener. And my PayPal link is paypal.me/Late Bloomer Show. And I will put, Angie actually will, or Patty will very quickly type that in for me. And you can copy that off of the URL if you want. Yes, Richard. Hay does rot, and I used not hay, but I used alfalfa when I first started. In that very first video of Late Bloomer, I had alfalfa all over the front out there, and it gets really mucky on the bottom. And I mean, it's great, but it's messy. Yes. Did Angie, can you type that in real quick? Or Patty, my PayPal link, Quick Gardener is asking for that. And I'm going to get Quick Gardener. By the way, can you tell me your name? I know where you are, but I don't know your name. And Super Chat is active, yes, but it's not available in Trinidad and Tobago, Richard. And Carrie, when you could throw a seed at the ground and it would grow to a high elevation and latitude in Alberta. I'm already relearning how to garden so I can take it on. Oh. Interesting. Let's see. I don't see that link coming up. Let me just try to type it in. Is that an A? Oh, gosh. Okay, come on. Oh, come on. A-Y. I never type on my laptop. Oh, gosh. That's not, is that even right? Is it .me.com or I can't remember. See if that's right. I think that's right. And don't forget to subscribe to Late Bloomer Show, because that's another great way to contact me directly. I do try to answer all my comments. In fact, I spent 5 hours over Thursday and Friday and Saturday, can't remember, answering 200 and 350 comments that I had never gotten to from like 4 months ago. Okay. Does that link work? Anybody? See if that link works. And what did you show? So, I don't think you, that was my hummingbird. Has anybody noticed that I've lost a little weight? I'm just wondering if anybody has noticed or cares. I'm happy about it. But when I was going to try to get all dressed in green today, I pulled out these pants. So they're a little big, and I used to wear them all the time. So yes, I have lost a few pounds. So I'm happy about that. Thank you, Kyle. Craig Fire Gardening is in the house. Craig Fire Gardening and I, we go way, way back. In fact, that's Joe. And Joe sent me seeds, years ago. And I banana pepper seeds, and he sent me all kinds of seeds. And I grew a lot of those seeds over time. But now it's been, I think those seeds are probably no good anymore. So, whatever is left. Thank you, Dave. Oh, good. The link takes you to my homepage. It takes you to my PayPal homepage where you can donate. That's correct. Hey, Edwin. Wait, you have to go? Problem cropped up here on the ranch. Horses, cement. Let you know. Okay. All right, Edwin. Get back to me. I didn't know you were even there. Thank you. Thank you, Carrie. Thank you, Richard. Yeah, well, the main thing you never talk about is age. Then it's weight, right? Okay. And Kristen, thank you. That's wonderful. Kristen, okay, let's see. Have we covered everything? Uh, yes, I know, Lori. I've been wearing a lot of clothes because this is the coldest winter we've ever had. I mean, it hasn't been cold compared to where you are, that's for sure. But it has been cold for here, and I have been wearing more clothes. So, what else is coming up? It seemed like there was some other news. Oh, shoot. I thought of it a minute ago, and I just forgot. What is it? Wow, I'm blanking. I am a polite gentleman, never comment on a lady's weight or age. My mom said the same, Richard. You know, you guys, Richard, Kevin, and Joe, you all had good moms, right? You know, I hope I taught my boys well. I really do. I tried. I know that. Because manners are very important, I think. I think that is what is absolutely lacking uh, on the internet, you know, when you speak globally. Uh, oh, I rare, like I've told you before, I rarely get a negative comment, but somebody the other day sent me a nasty comment, and I always try to take the high road because, you know, I'm not going to get into it with anybody. I don't want to ever get into it with anybody. You know, life is too short for skirmishes, or for leaving anybody with a bad impression. I don't ever want to do that. But I did kind of, it hit me kind of wrong. And I kind of, you know, I guess we'd call it sassed back a little bit. But anyway, somebody was accusing me of going on vacation if they, you know, donate $5 a month to my Patreon account or something. I'm going, that ain't gonna happen. I'm not gonna be going on vacation with $5 a month, that's for sure. But anyway, that was that. Does anybody else have any further thoughts on wood chips? I'm just curious. Thank you, Edwin. Hey, Dennis. Dennis is my longtime friend as well as Joe. In fact, I think didn't we connect from the same Facebook page? I believe so. Dennis, don't leave yet. I have a question. So this person in the Philippines sent me pictures of his garden, and he had a soursop tree. I couldn't remember the name of it, but I believe you have one, don't you? You have all these exotic tropical fruit trees, and I think you have. Hey, Jason. Hey, Susie. Oh.
You'll need to unlock your iPhone first.
My phone is talking to me. Susie, thank you for tuning in. I don't remember where you were writing from now, but you probably said so in the beginning. Who are you talking to, Kevin? I tried to grow right away in the wood chips, yeah. Oh, Jason, yeah. Jason, where are you? I forgot. No, the acidity is not an issue, Carrie. What you have to do is you can't just use like the trunk of the tree ground up, chipped up. You have to use the whole tree. It's got to have leaves, twigs, and bark and wood, all of it mixed together is where you get the oxygen and all that. Oh, you have a soursop too? Mangoes, moringa. Oh my gosh. Have you ever posted pictures, Kristen, on Late Bloomer Show on Facebook? Because I don't remember seeing your garden, but those tropical trees sound amazing. If anybody knows what kind of bird that is, please let me know. It's about that big, and I believe it's probably the male. Has a black head with a white chest, and at least the female has a brown variegated back and tail feathers. But the face is totally black on one of them, and they built a nest right in there. And I got some footage of that, of them going in and out the other day. They're so fast. They're almost as fast as a hummingbird. Let's see. Kevin, now I've forgotten your question. You're talking to me, but I've forgotten my question. Your question. I think you said, have I ever grown anything right into chips? Oh, hey, Travis. Thank you for just joining. We've been on for a while, and hit that like button if you would. And also, please go back and watch all of it, because we had a great interview, and we've been talking about a lot of things, and I revealed my olives. Some are good, but you'll have to see that. I don't want to spoil it. Okay, Angie has to go. Oh, wow. Okay, so we probably should. Oh, it's already 2 hours and 11 minutes. And let's see, who just joined? Travis just joined. Travis, you're probably going to have to go back. And Angie has to go. So can you stay on for just a few minutes? Oh, thank you, Angie. And by the way, everybody, I have another person that I'm trying to line up for next month. Oh, before you go, anybody, we have to set the next one. Let's see. Let me look at the calendar. I want to do this earlier because of planes and all of that stuff. What do you guys think? What do you think if I start at 7 in the morning? Well, 7 or 8 7 or 8 a.m. that it would work for most of your time zones? Let me know. I'm going to be gone to Tennessee from the 17th to the 21st. I would love to do my live stream from Old Alabama Gardener's home, but he has impossibly slow internet. It takes him like 2 hours to upload a video. And so I don't know if that's possible. But I tell you what, if it is possible to do a live stream from Charles's place, I will do that one extra. But I will have one here in addition. And we could do it on the 14th. What do you think? Do you want more live streams? Do you want less live streams? Obviously, I think everybody that's here, we're only talking about 34 people, but everybody seems to really enjoy it. So that would be better for you? Oh, that would be a great idea, Kevin. Kevin is saying, can he send a progression of photos to me? I'm assuming you're saying to me. And because he's just started using his wood chip garden today. Wow, today. And Jason, I forget where you said you are, but that's a better time for you. Earlier would be better from the East Coast. Same. Okay, good. 8 a.m. is Sunday morning is the only morning I can sleep in at all. Oh my goodness. Okay. So more, Kaye. What you want more live streams, Patrick? I'm happy to do more live streams. They don't cost me anything but my time. And my videos, when I try to do beautiful videos that evoke a certain mood, I use my sound editor. I add a lot of music, And I do want to keep doing those, but I have to watch the bottom line this year. I cannot spend more than I bring in. So I'm happy to do more live streams. Guatemala. Guatemala has just joined the chat. Thank you for joining. We have been on for 2 hours and 14 minutes, Guatemala. Let's see. Obi, we probably won't be on that long. When did you start this stream at your local time? I started it at 10 a.m. And I can't believe you're still on. Iceland, right? You joined at the beginning and you're still on. That's awesome. Obi is from Guatemala and has just joined. Obi, please hit that like button while you're at it. And if you're on mobile, you have to leave the live chat and like it and then come back to the live chat, something like that. But make sure that you go back and watch the live chat and like the video. And YouTube controls what ads go into live stream. So I don't know if there's one per 2 hour live stream or if there's 15, but whatever's there, please just let the ads play because that means another 3 or 4 cents in my pocket. Let's see. 8 a.m. Pacific works. Ivan, where are you? Yes. Okay. Why don't we do 2 per month? 2 live streams per month. Why don't I plan to try to do one at Charles? Fingers crossed. And we could do one on the 7th. The 7th and the 21st. The 7th will be at 8 a.m. 7th of April at 8 a.m. Because where are we now? Let's see. No, we're on the 17th. Should we do another one? Let's see, 17th. Should we do another one on the 31st? Let me know what you think. Should we do one in 2 weeks on the 31st? I can't get that particular person I have in mind for the next live stream won't be in town until April. But I can maybe find somebody else. I am a people person and I will find somebody interesting that we can talk with. Richard, that's funny. Oh, thank you for keeping track of that, Lori. 10 countries. Cambodia, Guatemala, Latvia, Iceland, Canada, England, the US. Let's see. Oh, wow. San Gabriel Valley. What town are you close to, Ivan? Maybe we can intersect. And what's your garden like? Maybe I should come and see it. Actually, Ivan, I really want to get out to see the wildflowers. I just don't want to go by myself because I did all that driving the last time by myself. Okay, let's say March 31st. Does that sound good with everybody? Oman, yes, Oman. Yeah, Oman tuned in early. I don't know if they're still there. New Zealand, of course. I wonder where it is an international gig. Dennis is in, Dennis. So maybe we could do a little trip over to Dennis's and see. Dennis has a lot of tropical fruit trees and he's growing in water and various things. And that might be a very interesting stop. Connecticut. Yes, Joe, it is. And I think the Lyme tick is in power in Connecticut, right? Oh, yes. I could do that. I could bring in Zachary. I mean, I don't know which day it would be. You know, they haven't even sold their house or anything yet. Let's see. Won't see you on the 7th. Well, Carrie, we're talking now about the 31st. So if we start on the 31st, hang on. Let's see. If we start on the 31st, then We could do the 31st and then we could do the 21st. That would actually be 3 weeks, but 1, 2, yeah. But that's okay because I would really like to do one from Charles's place. Anyway, why don't we say the next one is in 2 weeks? 2 weeks from now on the 31st. How's that? Is that good for everybody? Tell me, is that good? Okay, Maddie, good. Dennis has a lot of patience. You see, oh, some more bad news. Remember I bought the papaya? It was that triple trunk papaya tree, and I was all gung-ho to grow a papaya. A lot of people wrote me and said, you can't grow 3 trunks together. They get big. And then the leaves, you won't get any fruit because the leaves shade everything. Anyway, I don't know what happened. We had all of that rain. We've never had so much rain. So I didn't really think about watering that tree after I planted it. And I looked out there day before yesterday, and it looked awful. So I don't know if it's because it didn't get enough water or because the trunks are too close together or what, but I don't think it's going to make it. And I'm thinking about digging it up and taking it back down to the nursery and starting over. Tell me. I will try to do a reminder, but I don't know how to do that. Okay, we're going to do the 31st, everybody. Ontario. What? Wait, Jamela, where are you? I'm just seeing you for the first time. Where are you located? Remind me. Oh, wait, are you also in Trinidad and Tobago? We don't have freeze here, Dennis. You do? I guess you're higher elevation. We already had our time change, Patrick. We just had it 2 weeks ago. And so I never know. There's the bird right there. They're just dying for me to leave so they can get back to the nest. Oh, Patrick, is that why you tuned in late? Because of our time change? Yeah, that's what I thought, Jamila. Thank you, Dave. Okay, looks like Ivan is close to me. Maybe. Oh man, that you guys should connect. That would be awesome. Ivan, what kind of a garden do you have? Or did you already say? It's so funny. I'm just sitting here reading you guys' comments. I love it. By the way, did everybody get a mug that wanted a mug? In order to have a late bloomer custom handmade mug, these are not commercially made or available, and they're only available in the US, mainland, because of the potential of it getting broken, and shipping would be a lot more cost. So it would be a lot more than $40. But this is, if you want to make a $40 donation to my channel through PayPal, you can have one of these mugs, and it can be in green, like that color green right there, or cranberry, this color. And when all the dust settles, I basically get $6 for my channel, because it has to be handmade. She has to buy the materials. She has to make it, and all of that. And I would love for as many of my fans to have one as possible, because it just connects us. Right. That's what I thought, Jamila. Okay, Lori, we're going to sign off soon. You're not going to miss much, but thank you so much for sticking with us all this time. And well, I don't know why mine's dying, Kevin. My papaya, I don't know why it's dying. It looks awful. I gave it a lot of water last night. 10 by 4. You have 4 10 by 4s, Ivan? Is that what you said? Is that what you mean? Because 4 10 by 4 raised beds is a lot of space. You can grow a lot in that. Dennis, what are you talking about? Okay, bye, Lori. Thank you. No. What? Dormitories? No, I did not hear Fullerton Arboretum may close down. I guess I should go there, huh? You know, I should have gone there when I did the play last year because it wasn't that far, I don't think, from Sierra Madre. Is that the one I'm thinking of? I'm not talking about the Huntington. I'm talking about the Arboretum. I was thinking it was right out there, and I should have gone. I should go and see that before it does close. What could be too wet, Kevin? My papaya? No, that can't be possible. I could not have watered it too much. I don't think that's possible. Thank you, Patrick. Do you have to go? At Fullerton? Dennis? Yeah, okay. Would you guys like for me to take a trip out to Fullerton Arboretum and do a video out there before it closes? Because it sounds like it's going to close. They have a lot of tropical fruit trees. Okay. Oh, thank you, Jamila. I would not say that that's well-drained soil at all. If that was the case, I should have put it in a pot, a big pot, and just let it get established because, about 8 inches down on my garden out here is just, you just run into it like a brick. And so, but my orange tree is fantastic, 8 feet away. So I don't know. Maybe it drains okay there. Okay, Patrick, thank you for tuning in. Patrick, did you see me eat Patrick, did you see me eat one of my olives? Did you see this? I cracked this open maybe before you got on and ate one of my olives. And the first one I had was really good. I'll have another one before you go, okay? I'm just rinsing it off. The flavor is good, but it's kind of hard. I don't know. That one wasn't as good. Okay, so if I go and visit the Arboretum, I could swing by and see Dennis's tropical fruit trees and go see Ivan's raised beds. Okay. Oh, okay. Good. I'm going to have to dig down and see if I can get some more good ones. That would be nice, Christina, but I don't know. I just don't know. I can't remember which watermelon that was, Joe, but thank you for remembering that. Okay, Dennis. You probably spend every Sunday at a nursery. Kevin, you got a very good point. And if I had the makings for a martini, I might just have one after I get off. It is St. Patrick's Day. Actually, it's not really Irish, but I do want to celebrate. Bye-bye, Dennis. Thank you. Oh, Tony's leaving too? Okay. I think everybody's okay, guys. I think we're going to sign off. This has just been fantastic. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you have any thoughts or anything you want to talk about on the next live stream, which is March 31st at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, we're jumping up 2 hours to give more people around the world a chance to tune in. And also, I'll have less planes to deal with. Hopefully, we can be in the garden, in the front garden at 8 a.m. We should be able to be in the front garden. And what else? If you feel like supporting this channel, I'll just make that pitch one more time. If you feel like supporting this channel, become a monthly patron at patreon.com/Late Bloomer Show. And I'll leave the link in the top comment. And also it's underneath. And also forgot to mention my Amazon link. And by the way, I added some of your suggestions to my Amazon storefront. And so if you go to amazon.com/shop/Late Bloomer Show, if you go in through Amazon, through that link, anything you buy, whether it's something I'm featuring or anything else, as long as you've gone through that link, I will get a small commission. My channel will get a small commission for. So please support this channel however you can, in addition to watching, and help it grow and help me keep going. And I really appreciate all of your support, and I love you all. Happy St. Patrick's Day, and let's go party. After all, it's a holiday. Thanks so much. And anybody else? Yes, Amazon. In fact, Patty, can you very quickly type that link in for me? It's amazon.com/shop/Late Bloomer Show. And add that in the comment. And bye, Mix. Thank you for tuning in. Oh, Tony wasn't leaving. But I think we are, Tony. I'm just going to have Patty add that. Peace out. Let's see. Is Katie going? Oh, me. Okay, Richard, thank you so much for tuning in, and I appreciate all your support. And I will see you on March 31st at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and probably sooner. Who knows? And if you follow Late Bloomer on Facebook, Late Bloomer Show, I'll probably be doing some live streams there as well. So thanks a lot, everybody. Have a great day. Thanks for tuning in, and happy gardening.